Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video I'll show you how you can be a sneaky git with some orc tactics. So in this video we'll be focusing on kill team and going through some sneaky tactics I tried out in a tournament I played at my local game store yesterday. Now, one of my criticisms for Kill Team when I first got it was just how complicated the rules were to learn, and then you had to layer up all the different Kill Team rules as well as the rules for the game itself, and you had to combine all the abilities between different operatives. But since I've been playing the ORK Kommandos for most of October and having a great time with them, and now I think I've got the hang of how this works, overlapping, working those unique actions together. So I was determined in the tournament to put it to the test and see if I could take a kill team of orcs and then overlap their skills, their unique actions, their abilities, and make it work in one of the missions. So that's the goal. My mission in the tournament was to, one, not come last, I just didn't want to lose, and another one was to pull off this sneaky orc tactics in one of the missions. And so I thought with the orcs I wouldn't get close to winning the tournament, because usually it's win one, lose one, win one, lose one with the orcs, and so, you know, I'm not going to get a lot of points with them. But I thought this would be really fun. It's a very laid back game club, we're not playing anything serious, and the tournament was just a bit of fun. There's only 10 of us in it, so I thought it would be a good chance to try out some sneaky orc tactics. So I came up with this play that would work with a specific mission. So in this video, I'll be going through that mission, showing you on the tabletop exactly how it worked, and also going through the preparation as well, because I thought it would be fun. You might want to try this at home or against some of your friends at your local club, just for a laugh. Again, nothing serious, not trying to game the system or anything here, just trying to have some fun and really playing into the whole narrative of the ORK Kommandos. The local game club, the little shop, DVD and Games, is where it's held in Liskeard, Cornwall. Every Wednesday, if you're there in that area, come on down and have a game. It's great fun. We play all sorts of games, not 40k, Warcry, Kill Team. We're starting a Blood Bowl league, so lots going on. And yesterday, the tournament was great fun. Congratulations to first place Jay, who won with the Corsairs. Andy got best painted Kill Team with his Krieg. Ramin coming second with his Tyranids, and look at this, I managed to sneak a third place with my Orcs, which was really cool. So let's go through the mission that we played in our tournament, and this was the one I prepared a sneaky tactics playbook for. I've covered this mission on the channel already actually and gone into a bit of detail about it and just my thoughts, but we've been playing it quite a lot as we prepared for the tournament. So yeah, I thought the tactics would work really well in this and it would be good fun. I mean, there's a lot of risk. There's a good chance it wasn't going to work. Everything had to fall in place. There were 7 sequences, 7 moves I had to do in order for it to work, and that relied on my opponent doing certain things too. So it had to be a perfect storm to pull it off, and if it failed, it would have been a disaster. So let's go through the mission real quick so you know what was at stake. So first of all, you've got 6 objectives to grab hold of, and if you can get these, you're going to get 1 victory point for each one. So throughout the 4 turning points, there's potential to grab 6 victory points. And then at the end of the battle, if you're controlling any of these 3 sectors, you're going to get a further 2 victory points for every sector you control. So altogether, there's a total of 12 victory points. Now, this play I had in mind could get me 5 victory points in turn 1 and 2. So if it went to plan, that was guaranteed. I would get 5 and my opponent would get 1. But I'd be sacrificing quite a lot of models, and so there's a big risk factor there. So I thought I'd only really be able to hang on to one of the sectors, but that would get me another 2 victory points. So I'd get 7, I'd win the game. It wouldn't be a huge amount of points. My opponent would probably get the other 2 sectors, and so it would be 7 points to 5. So that's the plan, but as it turned out, the ORK Kommandos managed to get all 3 sectors by the end, so the game finished 11 points to 1, which was crazy. Everything went just as I hoped it would, but never expected it to go that way. So let's try out these sneaky tactics, and I'll show you exactly how it worked for the rest of this video. The key to this was selecting 10 operatives who would all work together to do the job properly. So, of course, the Orc Knob, one choice, he's got his Power Claw, he's not messing about, he's going to be a serious force to contend with if he can get in and do some melee action. Then I went for one Commando Orc, the Daka Boy, Rocket Boy, love this model, so cool, when that goes off, it's so powerful. Then there's Comms Boy, he had a vital role to play. Breacher Boy was getting stuck in too. Then there's Slasher Boy, Sniper Boy, the Grot, key role for the Grot coming up as you'll see, and then the Bomb Squig. So these are the 10 operatives I chose. We had to pick one kill team of 10 operatives that we played in all 3 missions during the tournament. So bit risky taking a Bomb Squig. Grot's very handy though, as you'll see with the objectives. So I left out this Commando Orc because, you know, you can only take 10, so he was out. Also left out the Flamer. I've never had much luck with him, although what a cool looking model. So the job of the Bomb Squig was just not to kill me and my commandos, which usually happens with the Bomb Squig. So luckily he didn't do that. He just had to get his butt in there and not blow up and kill all his own operatives. Then the Grot, the Commando Grot, was a huge player in this game. He's got that ability where he can shoot the harpoon and then fly across to it, and then that can get across the battlefield really quickly. As long as he can see a terrain feature, he can shoot it with his grappling hook and move towards it as if he is flying. So yeah, he can cover a lot of ground, and it's perfect for stealing those objectives. Alright, so now we've gone through the prep, let's head over to the table, and I'll just go through each of the moves in the sequence to show you how to pull it off if you want to give this a go at your next meetup or with your friends at home. Here we are over at the table, and you can see I've got the 6 objectives all marked out now, so they're all laid out and ready to go. Also, here are the 3 sectors, 1, 2 and 3, and those are going to get the 2 victory points if there's more APL in each one of them than there is of my enemy. So lots to play for here. The key was in the setup. I've got my 9 operatives lined up, ready to go into position. And then I've got this sneaky git down here who's up to no good. What's he going to do? We'll find out in a second. So first up, during my setup, I was the attacker. So I got to see what the defender did. But I started to put my operatives into position. And there you can see the Commander Boy and Comms Boy have taken Sector 3. Bomb Squig is in between 2 and 3. Grot positioned by the door in view of one of the objectives, and then the Commander Knob moves right up to the door, eyeing up another objective. They all get their orders. I've made a little mistake there, so I made sure I change it here in the video. Of course, on the day I did this right, and so he gets an engage order. The Squig has to have that. Now over on Sector 1, I put the Dakka Boy covering the door, Breacher Boy ready to go through it, and then Rocket Boy and Sniper Boy taking up positions to give cover later on in the battle. They each get the conceal order too, so I'm being very sneaky here right from the get-go. So now I've got this sneaky git down the bottom, and so he's got to do something that's crucial to getting these 5 victory points in turning point 1 and 2. So I have to spend a command point right away, and so that takes me down to 1, and he's going to use the sneaky git tactical ploy for 1 command point. I have to do it at this stage of the game, and I can put him anywhere on the battlefield as long as he's more than red away from the opponent's deployment zone and black from a heavy terrain feature, or within black of a terrain feature that's heavy. And so perfect, I'm lining him up, looking for this objective here, the one that's marked number 3. He's got to be red away, but that's going to put him close to it. So he has to go first in turning point 1. This is crucial to my little tactical plan here. So I've got everything laid out, ready to go. They've all got their orders. Sneaky Gitz hoping to go first, and luckily I was the attacker. That's a huge bonus. That's the first bit of luck that came my way. Then we did the scouting step, so I had to put 1 dice in my hand because then it was a draw. We both chose 1, so I could choose as the attacker who went first. Of course, I'm going to move straight in and get that objective. So 1 AP to move, 1 AP to carry out the action, claim that first valuable victory point. Next, my Commando Knob went first, and he used his ability to give himself an extra AP. So then he opened the door for 1 AP, and his next step was to make a movement and then a dash. So that's 3 AP altogether, making the most of that extra 1. He's tucked well in there. He's got the conceal order, so he's nice and safe. My next activation had to be the Grot, and my enemy didn't go for this objective, which enabled me to use 1 AP to shoot across, land within black, and then my second AP to claim that victory point. That was another crucial step. So at this point, I could chill out a bit. I'd got those 2 victory points from my opponent's half. Then my Comms Boy used 1 AP to give 1 AP to the Commando Boy, and then he opened the door, and that's the end of his activation. in the next activation, it was the turn of the Commando boy. So he's got that extra AP. He didn't really need it, but it was going to come in handy because he could move. Then he could do a little dash and get right in cover and then claim that victory point. So that little dash was handy. Why not use it? Then I activated the 4 over on Sector 1. Daka boy, he was going to open the door and then he would pass for his second action. So nice and simple, getting that door open, ready for the breacher, who could then do a nice 6-inch move and get himself in a great position, able to take that, but also making sure he was edged out enough in case he had to make a charge in a subsequent round, which actually happened. So I positioned him just right. Bomb Squig, I passed. He's done. That's all he's going to do in turning point 1. And then Sniper Boy gets into position and then passes for his second action. And then Rocket Boy just moves up between sectors 1 and 2 just to be prepared to give some backup in either one. So there you can see it. My opponent got this one. They claimed that objective, so that just left me with one more to go as we moved into turning point 2. So this was the one I had to pick up in turning point 2. So it's really key to go first, and I got so lucky. I rolled really well, and I got to activate first in this round. So of course, my Commando knob used one action to pick that up. He'd given himself an extra AP with his ability. Again, he can do it once per turning point. So then he did a movement, and then he did a dash to get himself into cover. So he was safe now as well, and he was ready to go into either sector, whichever was needed to secure those 2 extra victory points at the end of the game. But as you see, it turned out differently. So right now, turning point 2, the first activation, I managed to get 5 victory points. The plan worked, and so now all I had to do was hold down one sector, but I got lucky again. My Bomb Squig killed some of the enemy operatives. I managed to fight them in combat. So instead of just getting one of the sectors, by the end of the game, I got all 3 and ended up with 11 victory points, which was a huge result for the ORK Commandos, and yeah, couldn't have gone any better. There we go, that's my sneaky tactics that I tried out in one of the missions for Kill Team with my ORK Commandos. I got really lucky right from the start. Every step of it went right before I even set the models up, but having that first activation was key, and everything just had to follow in those 7 moves and go in the right order, and it just all played out. So very lucky to get to that many points as well. I didn't expect that. I thought after playing this a lot with the Orks previously, I thought I'd be lucky to get those 5 and then get 7 altogether to secure the game just with one sector. So I certainly didn't expect to get all 3. It was really fun to play in this tournament. We had a great time, but I'm really happy that I got to play out and finally get to grips with how all these different abilities and unique actions all overlap with the different operatives to create some fun tactics on the tabletop. And I think that's what Kill Team is really all about. You've got some pretty in-depth tactics and skills you can work with there, so it's really fun. You can plan things out and play around with it beforehand, or just wing it when you play the games, which is the normal thing we do. But I just thought this would be a good chance during a tournament in a fun game to have a go at some sneaky tactics and see if I could pull them off. So yeah, hopefully you'll have a go too. The ORK Commandos are great models to build, paint and play with. I've really enjoyed playing with them all through October, so can certainly recommend picking them up for your game. The Grot, that little dude, is so key in getting those objectives. Really glad I included him in the 10 Commandos. So yeah, really great addition. Certainly recommend doing that. Whiz him around as much as you can because he can claim a lot of points during the games. And yeah, really fun little model. So that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed this video. A little bit different from what I normally do, but really going in depth into some tactics here. Might do more like this. It was quite fun. Really enjoyed the planning stage, and playing it out was great fun. And yeah, might do some more maybe for some other kill teams, but certainly for the ORK Commandos. I think that could be good fun. But let me know what you think down below. And it'd be great if you try this out. And if you do give it a go, let me know what the results are and whether you can make this go. Make it a little challenge, see if you can pull off the tactics too. If you do like any of the models you've seen in this video, then please check out Firestorm Games. Big thanks to them for sponsoring the channel. I'll put a link in the description down below to their website, and if you go there you can save up to 20% on all your games product, not just Warhammer. They've got tons of Star Wars, an amazing selection there at their store in Cardiff, and there are other stores around the country too, so I can highly recommend checking those out and having a look at their website. So that's it from me though. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, please hit the like button, subscribe for more videos like this one, and don't forget to hit that notification bell too to join me here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who make these daily videos possible, and if you're interested in joining the community, it'd be awesome to see you there, and I'll put a link for that in the description down below.